Good evening, family. It is Thursday, the 15th of June, and I'm back.
I've seen people holding on to nothing.
Welcome, welcome. Join me. Show me your names on the screen.
Broken dreams and broken chords.
A new moon.
Running on empty, losing sleep. Oh, it's true, I've earned these cracks upon my feet.
This is Xavier Rod. Walk away.
Walk away from all that you know. Walk away, you know you're wrong.
A new moon in Gemini coming up.
Walk away, you know you're wrong.
And I'm coming at you right now.
And I've seen people holding on to something.
Hello, hello, hello.
Smiling.
This is beautiful Xavier Rod. It's good to be here with you again, family. It's good to be here with you again. I know I haven't been here last week, but yeah, there was a lot going on in my personal life, which forced me to hold space for myself, to show up for myself. So I still showed up last week, but I showed up for myself, because Ami needed to be there for himself. But yeah, here I am back holding space for you and showing up for you, so it's never for too long. Hello, beautiful brother Robert, Bharat, and Rukshika, and Trishan. Thank you. Victory indeed. Victory indeed. Hello, brother Robert. Hello, beautiful brother Robert. It's good to start the live stream with the two fathers in the chat room. Would love to see more. Shalom, Dana. Shalom, Dana. A beautiful sister. I love you, Dana. All of you guys for all your support throughout all this journey. So yeah, last week on Thursday, exactly at the time of the live stream, I was in final stages of my 20 months long Capricorn journey in my righteous fight to be the father that I deserve to be. And so I would like to encourage all the fathers out there who are fighting for their fatherhood rights to never give up, because I have finally gained what I deserved, which is my equal share time with my beloved son. So never give up, and always fight for the right cause, always fight for your values, for what you believe in, for what you hold the most dear to your heart, and never let anyone else take it away from you. So hello Christy, hello, good to see you, brother. Thank you, yes, you know, and I always tell you things that I myself practice. So sometimes we have to put aside the world and take care of our needs and know our abilities. So there was just no way for me to be here for you last week. I was it was very intense, epic crescendo of that journey, which obviously I cannot disclose too much about it because it's well protected and guarded under all the legal structure of things. But I can definitely tell you that it was it was tricky, it was tough, but yeah, I've come through the other side, and everything failed in failing me, and I have won by getting my son. So yeah, I'm happy about that. Now, there is an interesting astrology. I hope everyone went through. This is the Mahamritanya mantra for peace and healing in the background, cuddling us as always. I hope everyone survived the last couple of weeks of energy. There was definitely intense energies in the air. There were definitely uncomfortable energies to get through. But first of all, I would like to say once again, love and gratitude for our Patreon community. Thank you so much for your ongoing support. I really appreciate it, and it means a lot to me to have you by my side. And thank you for sharing yourself and on the chat rooms and everything that we do together. And I encourage you to keep on sharing what you know, keep on sharing what you have to share, because together we can empower each other and rise higher and higher and higher, holding space for each other. If you are not with us on Patreon, the first way you can support me back for this beautiful service I'm doing for you unconditionally is to press like on this movie, because it helps the algorithm of YouTube spread it further around, and subscribe to our channel. We are one subscriber away from the 1000. Woohoo! We are on 999. Let's see who's gonna be that 1000. So that's exciting milestone for this channel, which started in the 2020 kind of episodes, epic times. Other than that, if you want to support us further, please join our Patreon, patreon.com/healingdelight. This is where you can become a part of our awesome community on our chat rooms, on Telegram, daily communication on different subjects and education and empowerment, sharing lots of goodies there. And also the new moon and the full moon sound healing meditations, which I record every month and post it to our community. So if you're not living in Melbourne and you would like to receive the upcoming Gemini new moon sound healing meditation, join the Patreon and you will receive it straight into your home, into your headphones. If you are in Melbourne and you would like to join us this Sunday, the 18th of June, I will be at Here Yoga doing the new moon sound healing meditation, which is, we're going to talk a lot about it tonight. The first group is at 1 p.m. and the second group is at 7 p.m. So you can choose either one of them and join us. It's going to be very beneficial, as always. And if you need some healing sessions, private healing work, this is an important time to work on yourself, to heal yourself, to talk about things, to have a bouncing heart and bouncing soul to get through your process. In general, that's a very strong guideline for this coming month, to really use your practitioners, your therapist, your psychologist, psychiatrist, counselor, healer, therapist. I will explain why. If you need some crypto coaching sessions, if you need some troubleshooting, in the last couple of weeks I had a few individuals who came to me to help them with Coinly, with the accounting software, which is basically a lot of crypto users use it in order to prepare the taxation. So I'm just helping them troubleshoot all kind of glitches, issues that they have with their data. If you need something like that, it will be more than my pleasure. Of course, I'm not an accountant, I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that, and it's not a financial service. I'm just very experienced with the software and can help you fix all the glitches of your data within the software, and then you take it next to your accountant and work it out in the way that it needs to be worked out. Nice t-shirt, Bara. Does it say? Yeah, it says Paradiso. Paradise. This is part of this love stream, this new moon Gemini, Where is paradise? What is paradise? And can we see paradise, or do we see hell, A lot of that got to do with coming energy. Other than that, that's pretty much it for the announcement. And now we're gonna get straight into it. And so let me take the music a bit down. Okay. So you can see on the chart in front of you, let's scan the skies. We'll start on 9 o'clock because Pluto is now in Capricorn. That's happened last Sunday. Sunday night, Pluto went back into Capricorn. So deja vu, 2008 until 2023, all those 15 years. We thought we got out of it with 3 months in Aquarius between March and June. It's a flavor. I've said it already before Pluto went into Aquarius. I told you back then, we are going to get 3 months of flavors of the future. A certain taste, an aperitif or an entree. You get spring rolls before you get your pad thai. So this Pluto in Aquarius 3 months has been the spring roll. Would you like some spring roll? Or fried rice? You want some fried rice? So Pluto in Aquarius was 3 months between March and June. Now that was the flavor of the future. 20 years coming up for us from 2024. 20 years of Pluto in Aquarius. But this was just like, okay, let's just have a taste, put our foot in the water, okay, now let's go back and finish the old shit. So now Pluto is going back into, it's in Capricorn again for the next 6 months until January 2024, where he will go again into Aquarius. And in these 6 months, he's going to retrograde all the way back to the 27th degree of Capricorn, which is the USA Pluto return degree. Not exactly 20 minutes away from the exact time. And then move forward. So we can definitely see a lot of things happening in America, if it's in the politics, if it's in the institutions. You know, in the last week, 2 weeks, there's been all the headlines around the SEC and the crypto, and Gary Gensler attacking Binance, attacking Coinbase, attacking crypto, all kind of things, but it's backfiring at them. Now Gary Gensler, the head of the SEC, is under fire because a congressman is asking for him to be fired and restructure the SEC, because they are basically, ultimately, they cannot kill blockchain technology, they cannot stop Bitcoin, they cannot stop the innovative future of economy, but they are trying because they are the top dog in control. But ultimately what happened is what I've told you about all these years. They will come this time, they will resist it, they will try to suppress it or put it down, and they will only succeed to a certain degree, which can be, you can perceive it through the chart, how they dump the crypto, and all the crypto has been dumping. The last week was very depressing, a lot of altcoins dumped 30-40%, Bitcoin as well today touched the 24,000 US. And so yes, they can suppress the prices for a while, they can kind of dump the market for a while, they can scare the market with all their headlines, but in the meantime, when you look to the other side, what do you see? Russia implementing Bitcoin and Ethereum and blockchain, China implementing already in action transactions of billions of dollars on Ethereum, Brazil now working in their constitution on enabling Bitcoin payment, El Salvador of course, Bhutan of course. The Brits are now meeting and wanting to implement Bitcoin as a rival to the US dollar, and that's been the long-term prediction, that it's basically, it's or you join in or you left behind. If you're gonna think you will be able to stop it, you will have to become 3rd, 4th, 5th, 10th, 20 place down the line. So what is the small third world countries doing? Jumping on board, adopting it, embracing it. It's their chance. What is the small people do? Jumping on it, adopting it. It's their chance. What is the big hedge funds do? The big banks, the big institutions? Dumping it, scaring the markets about it, putting it down, trying to suppress it. In these 2 weeks, the Commonwealth Bank suddenly said they are stopping, and they are no longer allowing people to transfer more than $10,000 Australian dollars a month into crypto exchanges to protect them from scams. A month ago it was Westpac that says they're no longer allowing to onboard money into exchanges. And so that's what they can do. They can suppress the gates of old money into crypto, but even in that way there's always a way to get your crypto, because there's other platforms, there's other ways, there's other tools, and so it cannot be stopped. And if Australia is smart, which Australia is relatively smart by the way, it may look as if they are kind of like trying to suppress it, but Australia government has been long-term pretty adoptive of blockchain. In the last year, the Australian government has been giving TEF loans to students who want to study diploma in blockchain. The Australian government have announced that they need a lot of people working in the blockchain in the future. So Australia is seeing that potential, and Australia will be smart to adopt and embrace it. And there's a lot of startups, blockchain startups based in Australia. So, you know, that's, for example, one aspect of Pluto coming back to Capricorn. We can see the fight of the old system against the crypto. The crypto is more the Aquarius. The Capricorn is more the old system, the old banking. And we are going to see in these coming 6 months of Pluto in Capricorn, we're going to see a lot of echoing tones of the last 15 years, reminding you that Pluto entered Capricorn in 2008, and at that time we had the financial crisis, the real estate crisis, the stock market crisis, and Bitcoin was created. And so now I personally believe that these 6 months of Pluto in Capricorn is going to bring a lot of shocks and sudden unexpected kind of like massive events of ending, death, birth, to things in economy, in finance, in structures, in corporates, in organizations, in law and order, in governments, in institutions. We're going to see a lot of evolutionary deep transformation. This is Pluto. Evolution, deep transformation, uncovering secrets, uncovering frauds, scams, abuse of power, abuse of money, abuse of sex, things coming to the light, things coming from the unconscious, Scorpio, Pluto, to the conscious. That's what Pluto does. It brings the trauma up into your conscious awareness so you could process the trauma and transform it and evolve beyond it. And so that's going to happen now into the Capricorn archetype of our matrix. It also means bridges, infrastructure, railways, Capricorn, everything. But then if you bring it to your personal, it's your personal integrity. It's your character in society. It's your own law and order, your own structure of life, your own credibility, your own ability to be mature, because the end of Capricorn is that ultimate place of the rite of passage, is that show up with your maturity, grow up, toughen up, no time to be a whining, crying baby. Be responsible, do the hard work, discipline, due diligence, maturity. Show me that you deserve the war bonnet, that the crown of feathers, the Native Americans' war bonnet, is being given to the warriors that go through the rites of passage. And so, with all the craziness that is going to unfold, Pluto in Capricorn is asking us on an individual level to show up, to grow up, to be mature, to do our due diligence, to be responsible, to do the hard work, to have the discipline, which is not easy because Neptune and Saturn here on your 8 o'clock, Saturn 7 degree Pisces, Neptune 27 degree Pisces, that's what making our Saturn archetypes. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So that's another important thing to remember, that until now, with Pluto in Aquarius for the last 3 months, Pluto was empowering, activating the ruler of Aquarius, which was Uranus in Taurus. Once Pluto moved back to Capricorn, Saturn rules Capricorn. So now Pluto gives the power back to Capricorn, back to Saturn. Until now, the power in the last 3 months was Uranus, revolutionary, breaking free, innovation, rebellion, and the quirkiness, the LGBTQ, whatever, all that thing that happened, right? Suddenly in the last 3 months, the voice of the LGBTQ and all that thing became big topic, and the sexualization of kids through exposing them to those things because it's right for some people if they think it's right. Now we're gonna see it going into Saturn, and it's like, whoa, suddenly what's happening? Many of these corporates that jumped on that trend, that bandwagon of like the rainbow flag and yeah. Now after the Bud Light beer scandal happened, and after Target shares was dropped significantly after supporting that, suddenly now you can start seeing corporates pulling back, dropping it, like the Navy a week or two ago, the Navy took it out of their Twitter page. They had like a logo of rainbow and stuff. You're gonna see things happening in regards to that, but also it means that now the power goes back to the institution, back to the government, and it's the flavor of all the last 15 years, but in particularly the last 3 years, because Saturn met Pluto on the 22nd degree of Capricorn in 2020, in March 2020. So suddenly now it's a bit of an echo of all the energy that we all experienced 2020 to 2023. Or reminding you, I'm not saying it's gonna come back, but reminding you it will come back in some flavor, but not necessarily the same. The lockdowns, the mandates, the fear-mongering of the, all the forcing us, coercing us to do things, to believe in things, to say and not to say things. So we're going to see that coming back to a certain degree as well. Or that we're going to see what the heck was that all about. Because Pluto is retrograding there. It's like, wait a second. So before we move into this future, we are now going back to Capricorn for 6 months because we need to really finish that old crap. Capricorn is the patriarchy, the old generation, the old people, the old men, the old wise men, right? The president, the lawmaker, the philosopher, the minister, right? It's them. They are getting the power back now, but it might expose how their power was misused, or what was the agenda behind everything that happened in the last 3 years or 15 years. What was really behind the financial economy system since 2008 until now, which was basically a fake thriving economy, but economy really died in 2008. Ever since then, it's just been revived temporarily on enormous amount of printing money. What happened when Pluto was at the beginning of Aquarius on the 0 degree about to go back? All the debt ceiling debate. What was decided? To raise the debt ceiling. So now they decided that until 2051 they will increase the debt ceiling from $32 trillion now to $50 trillion. Oh wow, that sounds amazing. And so potentially we will see consequences now of all the things, the abuse of money and the abuse of power and authority that was used in economy and finance since 2008. So part of the fake economy was also the mortgage market. A lot of people, the real estate market has been blasting, prices only go up more than common people can afford. People bought a house and remortgage it to buy another house and another house. Why? Because all the concept of Airbnb came out. So people thought that's a great idea. I will buy a property, renovate it, make it an Airbnb, and while that makes the money from the Airbnb, I will mortgage that house to buy another house, renovate it. Now I'll have 3 properties doing Airbnb, and I'm smiling. And they were smiling, and it was a smart decision. All these years of 2018 now, the block renovations was the big thing. You're a smart entrepreneur if you buy a property, renovate it, and sell it. It was indeed the smart thing to do in those years, because that was the trend, and the trend is your friend. But then came 2020, and suddenly lockdown. What happened to the Airbnbs? They struggled a lot. They still. What happens to investors, to people who took mortgages, and then where is that going? It goes to the banking system. Because it's the small banks that gave these mortgages to all these people. It was just easy for them to give mortgages. Mortgage. It became easier and easier between 2008 to 2022 now to get a mortgage. So people took mortgages because the market is only going up and everyone's advising that's the smart thing to do. Now what we are seeing, interest rates rising, mortgages are becoming harder to pay for common families because the income is impacted. The lockdown impacted people's livelihood, and now basically the government is adding land tax, which is a new tax on top of the existing pressure of mortgage and all these things. So everyone who owns property are now starting to feel the tight rope. And it's getting tighter and tighter. And how long could they survive if they make the same amount of money, but because the money is printed to oblivion, the money is losing value. So the weekly shopping of food, of groceries, is costing almost double, if not more. and the common day-by-day things, needs, are going up in cost because the money lose value. You still make the same amount of money, but the cost of living is increasing, and then taxation is increasing, and interest rate is increasing, and inflation is kicking in, and it's a very yucky, gloomy equation for the common person that was doing all right. The mid class that were doing all right are gonna start feeling the struggle if they are not already. The low class is already crashed. Entrepreneurs, private business owners, under massive stress, being crashed already, if not will be and are being crashed. You know, Healing the Light was a thriving business that I have built from my own hands since 2008. The end of 2008, I have acquired my crystal balls, and 2009 I started the group meditations in my living room, donation based, sofa cushions on the floor. 2013 opened the healing space, the Sound Healing Center of Australia, in hard work, all by myself, entrepreneur, made it all by myself, no bank loans, no nothing. And then lockdown just destroyed it. And so there's many other like me who basically have done nothing wrong, managed business appropriately, they run it smoothly, they were successful, and the equation just crashed the businesses. You can see the commercial real estate sector being crashed. There's a lot of vacancies, there's a lot of shop closing down, because then we have the whole revolution of the online shopping, Well, it's like, people buy online, so people go less to retail and all these things. So we are seeing massive changes in economy and finance. That's what I'm trying to say. And with Pluto back in Capricorn for the next 6 months, we're going to see quite a lot coming up. Quite a lot. But again, it's a test of character. It's a test of due diligence, discipline, hard work, maturity, grow up. Face it, it's not an easy time to live in. It's challenging times. It's hard times to live in even. And we chose to be here, so let's just get going with the plan and just trust whatever it is and do our best. And just do our best to stay on top of things and to do whatever it takes in order to get through the days, and we will get there. This too shall pass, but it's definitely a pressure cooker. Now, I touched base with Saturn and Neptune in Pisces. Before that, I touched base with the chat room. Anyone on chat room? Hey, hello, brother Roll King, and hello, Simon. My crystal balls. Crystal testicle. I know my pronunciation sometimes, like, it's like, so one time I said to someone, I'm going for a walk. It's like, oh, where are you walking? No, I was just walking on the beach. Like, oh, what do you do for a living? I'm a healer. So what are you doing walking on the beach? He's like, no, walking, not working. Marley always fixes me with all kind of funny things. It's always funny. But hey, if we can laugh at our own kind of glitches, then we're all good. That's the thing. So, one of the big titles of this coming week is that Saturn here, on your 7 degrees and 12 minutes of Pisces, Saturn is right now stationing. And Saturn is going retrograde on this new moon in Gemini. Let's have a sip for that. We're having chai tonight. So, we had Saturn moving direct, exploring the territory of Pisces. After being so long in Capricorn and Aquarius, in his ruling houses, in control, fully dominant. Then he went to Pisces, and back then I told you, it's like that king, that ruler suddenly is lost in sea. The only thing he can control is how he navigates his boat, but he's in the middle of the sea, of the ocean. He has no control over the ocean, and he has no idea where he is, so he's not in his full power. which that's what makes our sense of discipline, responsibility, maturity. It makes it a bit more loose, things piling up, putting things on a side burner. I spoke about it a few weeks ago. It's like you put your emails, you mark them with the star, but the weeks are passing and now you have 50 emails starred that you haven't noticed, or you didn't reply to the SMS and now you have 10 SMSs, and you haven't paid that bill and now there's a consequence, or you haven't paid that fine and that's coming, you haven't done your taxes and this is coming, and it's like it could have been better and easier if you were on top of things and just doing that, but you were a bit loose, you were a bit kind of like I'll do that later. Also in your discipline with your own kind of health, Pisces, your spirituality, your spiritual integrity, your spiritual faith, your spiritual connection, your intuition, your psychic, your healing, your connection to spirit. It's kind of like, you possibly you had a structure where this is how you connect to spirit. You read that mantra, or you do that prayer, or you do that meditation every morning at that time, or you do that yoga this day on that time, and that helps you connect with your spirit. And suddenly the last few months, you've been just inundated with things, going through things, and suddenly you didn't do your usual practice as always. Usually you are better with your diet, but suddenly that becomes a bit sloppy. Usually you do meditation, but you kind of like it didn't happen because you were whatever. Usually you come to sound healing once a month or once a week or 2 weeks, but suddenly you didn't come, and so you kind of you go to see your healer or your therapist once a month or once in 3 weeks or in 2 months, but you haven't done that for a while and you don't understand why you're in a bit of a funny place. So this is kind of Saturn in Pisces, and Neptune at the end of Pisces is adding that even more, because the final degrees of Pisces is that on one hand it's the ultimate place of divinity and surrender and compassion and unconditional love and mystic and magic and spiritual intervention and miracles. On the other hand, in the shadow aspect, it's also the ultimate heightened degrees of confusion and illusion, delusions, mental health, schizophrenia or insomnia, or paranoia, gaslighting, narcissistic things, psychotic things. This is why it's important to work on your mental health in this time, family. Saturn in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces, there's a lot going on there, and with this new moon we're gonna get into in Gemini, which is the mental mind, square in Neptune. Absolutely time to really pay attention to your mental health and to use your practices. So now Saturn goes retrograde within the 24 hours of the new moon, and it goes retrograde in Pisces from the 7th degree and 13 minutes. I'm going to show you exactly when it's going to happen. There you go. It's already stationing. It's only moving around 20 astrological seconds a day, something like that. So it's already stationing, and it goes exactly, there you go. It goes retrograde exactly there you go. Sunday, 3:28 a.m. So Saturday night, we go to sleep. While we are asleep, Saturn goes retrograde. And now we are going to go through Pluto retrograde already. Now Saturn is joining the retrograde party. And so the retrograde season is starting to get more oomph. Neptune is already very, very slow. In 2-3 weeks, Neptune goes retrograde. And then in July, Venus goes retrograde, and Mercury will go retrograde. And then as Venus goes, we have now Saturn coming on Sunday. Then we'll have Neptune. then Venus, then Uranus, then and then on the day Venus go direct, Jupiter goes retrograde. It's gonna get quite uncomfortable. This second part of this year it's not gonna be a great fun, put it like that, because when we are dealing with the retrograde season, we are dealing with the rehashing, rethinking, reflecting, redoing, processing, contemplating, reconfiguring, re-understanding, refeeling. So Pluto, restructuring. Maybe you are in Capricorn, Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. Maybe you are restructuring your business. I'm gonna do that now that I've finished all these legalities and all these things. Like, okay, I want to restructure my professional life. I want to put this to an end. I want to start something fresh. You know, it's this kind of energy. So restructuring your business, restructuring your house, restructuring your investment, restructuring your personality, restructuring your regime in life. It's that restructuring your archetype of power and control. Pluto, power and control. You need to evolve, you need to transform. How do you need to restructure the archetype of power and control, governance in your own personal matrix, as you are facing the collective matrix, in order for you to evolve and transform over the next 20 years of Pluto in Aquarius? There is a whole new life coming for us, but now we are going to go through these 6 months of doing the dirty work of the past, closing loose ends, cutting, ending, finishing, upgrading, revisiting, readjusting, restructuring, all the re, so that in 2024 everything moves direct again. Pluto in Aquarius, Saturn travels through Pisces, Neptune travels through the end of Pisces, Uranus in the final decan of Taurus, Jupiter going through Taurus as well all next year. The nodes are about to move in July into Aries Libra. There's a lot coming our way. There's a lot. So Pluto retrograde, I said it. Now Saturn retrograde in Pisces. It's in Pisces. It's our spirituality. It's our religion. It's our faith. It's our trust in the divine plan, in the divine order of things. It's our dreams. It's our magic. It's our healing. It's our Devi connection. It's our magic. It's our mysticism. It's our spiritual gifts. It's our essence of compassion and love and forgiveness and oneness and understanding. It's the ultimate essence. It's the 12th house, Pisces, the ultimate surrender, ending, letting go. Saturn rules karma. Pluto retrograde in Capricorn, karma. So we are going to see in these 6 months really old karma really coming to an end. Really ending karmic patterns of lifetimes. South Node is in Scorpio. It's not just this lifetime, it's multiple lifetimes. Really wrapping up old and new and old cycles of karma. Cutting the cords, ending the chapter, finishing with some karma that you were dealing with until now that prevented you from evolving and transforming beyond. And so Saturn brings the karma into the spiritual realm. That somewhere we have to trust that everything that happens to us in life is governed by spirit, Saturn in Pisces. Governed by spirit, it's karmic, it's in divine plan. It's like we just have to show up and just kind of like follow the plan and just trust whatever is happening and trust that whatever falls away needs to fall away. Whatever is coming our way is coming our way. And so now that it's retrograding in Pisces, okay, let me take you there. This is started in March. There's a lot of things that kind of pinpoint to March. Pluto entered Aquarius in March. So now is back into Capricorn. So we finished with, like, we are now going into the energy of before March, February and back. what was going on. Until now we were in the March energy. Saturn came into Pisces in March. I'll go months back. Here is your March, and just for the sake of it, March 24, Pluto kicked into Aquarius. So March until now ended for Pluto. Now March is in Capricorn. Pluto is in Capricorn. Saturn came into Pisces a bit earlier on the 8th of March. So now we are going to revisit everything that Saturn was doing in Pisces from the 8th of March until now. So think about what was happening in your life from the beginning of March, 8th of March, until now, in regards to your spirituality, in regards to you surrendering, letting go, trusting the divine order of things, having your archetypes of compassion, of love, miracles, the magic, the miracles you wanted to manifest and achieve, the magic you wished you wanted to have. So you've been walking towards it since March. You've been walking towards it. And now Saturn is kind of saying, okay, now hold on. Now let's go and revisit it to see that we're really doing it right. So the karma is checking in back with spirit now. It's going all the way from the 7th degree, which is stationing now, is going all the way to the 0 degree, okay? Now, what is interesting in this is that, let me take it to now again. So here is Saturn on the 7th and 12th minute. He's stationed in retrograde, and I'm gonna take it now months forward. And here is a month from now, Saturn on the 6th degree, 9 o'clock. A month from now, 4th degree. A month from now, a month from then, 2nd degree, 0 degree. This is October. We're already in October, and we're going, and he's stationing on the 30 minutes. There you go. On the 3rd of November. So from this Saturday night, Saturn is retrograding until the 3rd of November. That's 5 months. Okay? 4.5 months. And then he's gonna go direct back to this place where he is now. So take notes for your Saturn retrograde. From the 8th of March until this coming Saturday, one journey, one phase, direct. Wasn't exactly the 8th because it's 0 degrees 30 minutes, okay? So it was probably middle of March, so exactly 3 months ago, okay? 3 months ago, you have you were going through karmic cycle of surrendering, letting go, ending, spiritual karma, things that got to do with, your dreams. You may had a certain dreams about your life that has come to an end, and it may not unfolded exactly as you wanted, because Saturn rules control, external forces beyond your control, government. And so, although I wanted to get my son in equal share from the beginning, I couldn't get that because the Capricorn party took me through a journey. I had to do everything that I had to do in order to achieve that responsibly. And then in the last 3 months, I was contemplating my journey towards the final trial. And as we got to the final trial dates, things sorted out, we finished that journey. It didn't end exactly as I wanted to. It wasn't according to my ultimate dream or to the way my soul spirit wanted it to, but I had to surrender that and let that go in order to come to an understanding, maturity, growing up, to understand that I don't know why it happened like that and why I couldn't have it the way I wanted to, but I had to trust that in divine order, that was the way it was meant to be. And even the things that were concluded were not according to my spiritual integrity and truth. And I had to come to terms with that, understanding that there are reasons here beyond my understanding that I have to surrender. So I'm giving you a personal example. So dreams of spirit, spiritual intention, something you wished to manifest karmically, integrity, truth, maturity, is now going through a reintegration of that. And it's gonna go to that point on the 3rd of November. So, middle of March until now, Saturn phase 1, 0 degree to 7 degree. From this Saturday, the 17th of June, until the 3rd of November, phase 2, retrograde. We're gonna revisit that spiritual intention, that karma, that magic, that dream, that essence of love that we want to create a new governance in our life, although we had to face powers beyond our control. That is just, the universe just walks its thing, and we need to come to terms with that. There might be some karmic effects now of that which was implemented in the last 3 months. So if you were pursuing things based on love, truth, integrity of spirit, good karma, good karma, things starting to unfold that you might feel like, okay, it's not exactly what I wanted, but it's like I can live with that. I'm happy with that. I can see the blessing in that. I can now start to understand the blessing of spirit in this situation. And if you were doing the shadow aspect of Pisces, which is not paying attention, escaping reality through substance, through drugs, through alcohol, through shopping, through sugar, lying, deceiving, manipulating, false allegations, all these things, this is also when karma can come and kind of teach you a lesson. Hey, that's not how you do things in spirit world. You can do things behind the closed doors of the government or of the corporation, but spirit always watching over you. Spirit doesn't stop behind the walls of your house. If you are having an affair and no one is catching you because this affair is well programmed, well planned, you plan this affair perfectly. It's like nobody knows the person you're doing an affair with, and you're doing it in a smart way, and da-da-da-da-da. And suddenly, oops, things come to light, and you have to face the karma of you having an affair, of cheating, of doing lies and deceits and things like that. So, you wanted to create a spiritual orientated business, but you've done it not with the real integrate reasons of being in service of spirit. You've done that because New Age spirituality is a trend and a great way of making money. And so this might be some hiccups in your business kind of humbling you and say, you know what, I need to refine my intentions here. Why am I actually doing it? For example, few examples, but it is kind of like check into your spirituality, check into your escapism, check into your maturity, check into your integrity, check into your health. Pisces Virgo is the health axis. Check into your psychiatrist, check into your psychologist, check that you're not delusioning yourself, check that you're not telling yourself that I spoke about it once with Pisces, Saturn and Neptune. Make sure that you've developed yourself a discipline that microdosing every week or two, that's your way of maintaining your mental health. But you've been doing it so often that it's no longer microdosing, it's dosing. And lately, at the beginning it was all good, but lately you started to have paranoids, you started to kind of be a bit disassociated, you're starting to be a bit delusional. Maybe it's time to kind of take a step back from this microdosing and actually check into your psychiatrist or to your psychologist or to your counselor or therapist or healer, It also could be a part of that, of like, you get what I'm saying. Saturn retrograde in Pisces, okay? Collectively, Pisces rule the health system, the pharmaceuticals, the juice, the psychedelics, the spiritual ceremonies with substances. So will that now bring up lack of integrity of institutions with health and medical stuff that are very a big topic in our last 3 years of Pluto and Saturn in Capricorn? Interesting, because Pisces Neptune rules secrets and lies, right? It's Pisces is kind of like, it's or you are the wizard and the alchemist, or you are the con man. Got it. So as Pluto goes back into Capricorn, into the institution, into the government, in all that happened in the last few years, corporate, global corporation, Saturn comes retrograde back in Pisces, medicine, health, truth, lies, misinformation, conspiracy theories, media. Neptune is media. So how will be with the government and institutions utilizing the media? That will be very interesting to observe. Things, whistleblowers coming out, information, and we've seen this week a massive whistleblower coming out about Antarctica, that they basically using some kind of secret facility there to inject a very powerful energy into the earth, and that whistleblower literally said that the earthquake in Christchurch was a result of that, and that they're also doing some weird stuff with space. So this is coming out now. The whole, the whole alien narrative is increasing as promised for many years. A week ago, there was that family from, was it New Mexico, that basically posted that they had like aliens landing in the backyard, like, and they literally faced them, like 8 feet tall and da. So we're gonna see more and more of that thing, of the glitches in the matrix, where the aliens and the extraterrestrials and the out of space energies are coming more and more into our consciousness. Uranus in Taurus, the alien in Taurus, physical reality, and we have all these Pisces. The veils are very thin. I haven't even come to this week energy. I'm showing you the big energy in the background. So Saturn goes retrograde this Saturday until the 3rd of November, and then he's gonna move direct, and he's gonna be out of shadow only on, oh, too much, 7/12. There we go. So Saturn is gonna be out of shadow on the 8th of February. So phase 1, mid-March until 17th of June, 3 months. Now, from this Saturday until the 3rd of November, retrograde, phase 2. Then from the 3rd of November until the 8th of February, that's another 1 to 3 months. Okay, so 3 months. Now we have for 5 months, and then 3 months. So you're looking at the process of a year. No, less than a year. No, 8 months. 8 months. So yeah, put those temper marks for yourself, for whatever. Now, if you have planets in 0 to 7 degrees of Pisces, that will touch you even more strongly. If you have anything in the 0 to 7 of Pisces, where it is opposite to Virgo, yeah, Pisces, Virgo, Gemini, Sag. If you have 0 to 7 degrees planets in your birth chart in those signs, Pisces, Virgo, Gemini, Sag, Gemini, Sag will square it, and Virgo will oppose it, and Pisces will conjunct it. So this will mean more to you. The same with Pluto in Capricorn. If you have anything between 0 Aquarius to 27 Capricorn, that will also be powerful for you. And Capricorn, Cancer, Aries, Libra, that will be the thing. Like 29, let's say 0 Aquarius to 27 Capricorn is in opposition to 0 Leo 27 Cancer, and squaring 0 Taurus to 27 Aries and 0 Scorpio to 27 Libra. Those are the areas that Pluto retrograde will touch base with. Now it's interesting because as Pluto will go now to the 29 degree, this is the chart of 8th of November where Saturn goes direct. Now we go back to now. The other thing in the background that is happening is that by Saturday, as Saturn stations retrograde, tomorrow, Mauritania mantra again. Okay, so as Saturn goes retrograde, tomorrow afternoon at around midday, around 11:55, 12 p.m. of tomorrow, the moon nodes are moving to the 2nd degree. So now that the moon nodes are moving to the 2nd degree and Pluto is on the 29th degree, now the moon nodes are really starting to close on that square to Pluto. Okay? So until now we had all this last month, we had a big grand square. Pluto in 0 Aquarius, to Mars 0 Leo, then Venus with Jupiter on 0 Taurus. They were all squaring. Then Mars moved along, Venus moved along, Jupiter has moved along, and now the nodes left with Pluto to close, to wrap it up. So as the nodes are finishing their journey in Scorpio Taurus by the 21st of July, I think, we'll touch base with that in a moment, then the nodes shift to Aries Libra, 29 Aries, 29 Libra, exactly gonna square 29 Pluto in Capricorn. So that's a whole new topic to discuss, which I don't know if we'll go into it now. We will do it later as we get closer to that, but that's cooking in the background. That the nodal axis of faith, of the future destiny, of what we are creating, which is in Taurus right now, the new earth we all wish to live, the business we want to have, the quality of life we want to have, the physical health we want to have, the relationship, the sexuality, the pleasures, the quality of life, what we really value, North Node in Taurus. Opposition to South Node in Scorpio, what we have to let go of, what doesn't really have value, what has corrupted our life, what is out of integrity in our life, what is the traumas of the past, the patterns, the cycles of traumatic patterns of the past that enabled abuse and pain and loss and despair and fears and trauma. We are ending that as Saturn is doing that karmic walk in our spirit in Pisces, and Pluto is doing that karmic walk of ending in Pluto at the end of Capricorn. The nodes in Scorpio ruled by Pluto is ending, finishing, cutting cords of old lifetime cycles of incarnations of trauma and abuse. Enough with that, because we want to live a whole new life. A life of Taurus, safety, security, stability, quality, good love, good relationship, good friends, quality rather than quantity. Scorpio wants a lot, complex. I want to have a portfolio of 50 shit coins. I want to jump on every rocket there is on heavens. I'm going to buy this and this and this and this and this and this and that. Scams, shit coins, jumping on hypes. North Node in Taurus. Just give me some Bitcoin, thank you very much. Give me some gold, give me some silver, give me some Bitcoin. Give me the people that I truly love, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 friends. My family members, my brothers, my father, my mother, give me clones to me, my connections, my true connections of love. Thank you very much. The essence, what I really value. Getting rid of all the toxic shit, embracing the healthy, and then it's gonna shift into Aries Libra. And it's a whole new expansion of self. After we evaluated what we value and what we want with us in our future Earth life, now it goes to Aries into, okay, so this is who I want to become. This is who I am. This is my new direction. We'll talk about that later as we get closer. But Aries, it's all about the self. It's going to be all about the self. And then South Node will be in Libra. It's the others. There will be a lot of endings of other relationships and things that we don't necessarily need, that are not in balance, not in fairness, not in equality. in order for the self to expand, to evolve, to develop, to go for it. And it's squaring Pluto in Capricorn. Things that are corrupted of power and control, things that have abused money, sex, all these things we spoke about. So that's a big process going in the background as well. Chat room. Hello D Lennon, hello Kelly Jess. I believe you settled by now, Jess. I hope you've settled well in your new location. It was so good to see you before you went away. Jess and I had a fun night together of kind of catching up and having some fun before she left Melbourne. So I hope you've settled and all is good in your world, Jess. Breeze, hello Breeze, you're finally here. It's great to see you too. I can't see you really, but it's good to feel you. So thank you chatroom for the love. Always good to feel you. Sip of chai please. Okay, we've covered Pluto retrograding in Capricorn, even covered how it's gonna square the nodes, very kind of on the tip of the tongue. We're gonna dive into it later with the weeks coming up into July. Saturn retrograde in Pisces, covered. What is Saturn doing in Pisces? What is Neptune doing in Pisces? Okay. Now, coming back to now, this is the chart of now. So I spoke about Pluto here, I spoke about Saturn here, I spoke about Neptune here. Next is Chiron on the 19th degree of Aries. Okay, it's coming to play very soon because when Mars is coming to the 19th degree of Leo, it's gonna trine Chiron. So there's gonna be some powerful action that will be promoting healing. Okay, on very kind of short to the point. What else? Then later on Venus will come to the 19th degree, 20th degree of Leo and will also trine Chiron. That's coming next week. Then we have here the South Node, the North Node in Taurus on the 3rd degree, about to shift tomorrow to the 2nd degree of Taurus. So that's it. We've got one more month of the nodal axis in Taurus Scorpio. One more month. So it's all about your physical life, your business, your health, your family, your beloveds, your friends, your money, your finance, your investments, your sexuality, your pleasures, your quality of life. It's all about that. You need to focus on you. What life are you creating for you? What life you want to live? What job you want to work in? What business you're gonna do? How you're gonna invest your money? How you're gonna be safe through these times? And how you're gonna nourish and nurture your family members, your true connections of love, holding on to the stable, safe connections of people that truly value you, people you truly value, and just, slow and steady wins the race. Okay. Jupiter next to it is already on the 6th degree and 23 minutes. Jupiter is also slowing down. It will go retrograde soon as well. So Jupiter is still exploring in Taurus on the 6th degree. And Jupiter is a big beneficiary part of this coming new moon. I will get to it once we get to Sunday. This is tonight, right now. Uranus on the 20th degree, 58 minutes of Taurus, about to shift to the 21st degree of Taurus, which is, last time it was there was World War II, when things became really intense, really extreme, and we can definitely see it in the world. The moon tonight, this evening, a few hours ago, 2 hours ago, was exactly on Uranus. So, if you felt today a bit of kind of like itchy or nervous or potential kind of like you could sense that something is a bit kind of like, any unexpected things can happen, or maybe a bit of anxiety or a bit of kind of, you could just anticipating something that might have kind of created some nervous system activity. That's the moon with Uranus every month. Every month when the moon comes to Uranus, it's that day that we might feel a bit kind of like electricity, a bit nervous, a bit anxious, a bit kind of like stirred emotionally inside. Okay, so that's the day in the month to kind of ground, drink lots of water, and not to get emotionally interacting with people that might kind of want to jumpstart you or get on top of your nerve or just kind of do some weird stuff on you that might shake you off your balance of safety, you know, Taurus. So the moon is now 22 Taurus, and once the moon will come to the 26 degree Taurus, which is in 8 hours from now, it will go into its dark moon phase, and that's going to be an interesting dark moon phase. So the Mercury here is on 6 degree 49 minutes of Gemini. Mercury is direct. Mercury is flying fast now. In June, Mercury was in Taurus, now is already in Gemini. By the end of June, Mercury is already going to shift to Cancer. So Mercury is flying super fast. The fastest planets right now are Mercury and Mars. So you can take that as a metaphor for the energy, that what's happening the most? Mercury. Information, mind, thoughts, conversations, contemplations, negotiations, dealings, agreements, emails, phone calls, media, newspapers, headlines. Mars. War, aggression, attack, combat, arguments, fighting, egos, fire, abrupt, anger, frustrations. And it's in Leo. Mars is in Leo. It's like Mars wants what he wants. So Mercury in Gemini is like, okay, just pay attention to how you speak. Don't be too quick. Don't create misunderstandings due to miscommunication because you jumped the gun and you reached conclusions very quick and you already decided what the other person said to you before they even said to you, and you then there is an argument and then no, just examine, you know. In general, we in Gemini season. The sun here is on 24 degree of Gemini, Juno 25th degree in Gemini. Juno is a big part of this new moon. Okay, so it brings things home to your relationship in the same way the North Node in Taurus is coming to the first few degrees of Taurus. Relationships, love, safety, stability, family, values, long and steady, long term. On this new moon that is coming up, the moon, the sun conjunct Juno. Juno, the sacred goddess of marriages, of sacred unions, of soulmates, of your most intimate partnership. If it's a business partnership or friendship partnership or a love union, Juno is the goddess that overseeing mothers who are giving birth or women who are coming into the age where they can get pregnant. It's kind of so... It's a new moon in Gemini, which is intellectual, understanding, perception, thoughts, ideas, conversations, words, our personal environment, our home, our office, our job, our transportation, our computers, our technology. And Mercury is in Gemini, which empowers that as well. It brings even more activity, more socializing, more connectivity, more business meetings or legal meetings or negotiations or debates or information on the media. You can see the politicians, you can see all the newspapers, you can see all the articles, all the things is just flying everywhere, right? There's a lot of information coming from everywhere. And in your personal life, socializing, meeting up with friends, having a cup of tea, reading an article, reading a book, watching a movie. Last night I watched a movie. I was like, I don't know why, but I think I need to watch this movie. And I pressed on that movie and I watched it and I was like, okay, now I know why. It was a movie called Infinite. And it was about a certain people that are ancient souls that are reincarnating, and they remember all their incarnations. They live in this present moment, but they're remembering all their incarnations which are coming, they're utilizing it in this lifetime, and in the real world they are defined as schizophrenic. But in their reality they're actually just, you know, a Chinese Zen master that was a craftsman of samurai swords from the 1200, from the 1750, suddenly in this modern time crafting these swords. He doesn't even know how he's doing it. So it was very interesting for me to watch that, because it was kind of defining the Pisces, Neptune, Saturn, but it was also, there was like one of the character there that wanted to destroy the world was actually one of them that had enough of having the constant visitation of past lives, that he delusioned himself to think that if he will destroy everything that lives on earth, there will be nothing to incarnate to, and therefore that will be his salvation. Very interesting. So he lost his faith. Okay, so because he lost his faith, he was possessed by this demonic bad entity that basically drove him to try to destroy everything that lives on earth. And of course, as it happens in movies, he was stopped and it was saved, and everyone lived forever happy after. But it's very interesting because it's a test of faith, this Pisces. Reality looks weird. There's the Wetico. The Wetico is like, read about the Wetico, is the spirit of delusionment and evil and bad and kind of loss and confusion, and it's kind of like it's being utilized in order to affect the mass consciousness of people through lies and deception and fear mongering and programming through media and through things like that. And it's like the Wetico spirit that is kind of like, read about it, it's very interesting stuff. And it's kind of like, it's very easy if you want to get lost in this time we live in, lose your faith or lose your belief. I had processes around that as well on my dark journey of the last 20 months, that I didn't understand why I had to go through what I went through, but I had to embrace and respect it and understand it in the same way and accept it because I had no choice. Until this moment, I don't know exactly why things happened the way they happened, but I know inside of me that with the time, karma will unfold and things will become more understood in the future. That I know for sure. And so Saturn and Neptune in Pisces, don't lose your faith, don't get lost in the confusion of these times, don't go into despair. And this is what now I'm building it up into this new moon. Okay, so I'm gonna take us to the new moon, which is happening exactly on Sunday. But on the way there, this is Friday, tomorrow night. The sun 25th Gemini, 26 is Juno. The moon is coming on top of Mercury tomorrow evening, exactly at, there you go, tomorrow 5 a.m. Saturday early morning is, if you are an early morning person that wake up at like 5 a.m. for his daily meditation, good on you. It's not like me, but good on you. Saturday 5 a.m. and 11 minutes is when the moon conjunct Mercury in Gemini, and we're already in the dark moon phase. Okay, so from tomorrow afternoon we're in dark moon phase, reminding you the dark moon phase is that 48 hours before the new moon, where the moon goes dark. And so there is no visible lunation in our skies. And so the goddess moon, which is governing our ability to reflect on our feelings and emotions and to go inwards into ourselves, she goes into the dark, she goes into the void. Before she rises into the new light of the new moon, of the new cycle, she goes into the void to shed off the old cycle. So it's like a woman in her moon time, in her period. She doesn't go out and party. Most women don't go out and party and sleep with someone. No, they go into their healing teepee. It's their sacred moon time. They are bleeding, they are shedding. Even if a woman's always with a proper shaman, there's always an extra ritual done on a bleeding woman in a shamanic circle, because it is taught that when a woman is bleeding, she's like a sponge of energies. So there's always an extra layer of protection and cleansing on a bleeding woman in shamanic rituals. And so, think about a woman in a period time. It's time when she's in pain. Some women in pain, some women are no, but you're shedding blood. Your iron level changes, your hormonal balance changes, and you are more seeking to go home, to just rest, cup of tea, a hot bath, and just kind of nurture that feminine. And that's the dark moon phase. The Buddhist monks always go into the most deepest meditative cave on the dark moon phase to contemplate on the moon cycle that is ending. So from tomorrow into Sunday new moon is that time where we kind of sitting with the last month that started with the new moon in Taurus a month ago. And we go, okay, so we had the new moon intention in Taurus a month ago, and how far did we come with it? What did we manage to achieve? What is still not there? Okay, what do we need? Okay, it's like you went for a day of walk and you come in home and you need to shower to clean the day of walk from you, so you can actually sit on your sofa and enjoy your time. And so contemplative time this weekend, and as the moon is in Gemini coming together with Mercury, our emotional body may be stimulated by our mind. Mental processes are stimulating our emotional processes, or vice versa. So you might feel certain things and you'll be processing, why am I feeling like that? Or you might think certain things and that makes you feel in a certain way. And you go like, why am I, when I think about that, it makes me feel like that. And when I feel like that, it makes me think like that. So there's kind of like highlight on that so we can understand what it's about. And all this is happening while you see here Saturn on the 7 degree, 12 degrees, or 12 minutes already stationing, so Saturn is stopped. Things, delays, hiccups, things are not happening the way you want them to happen. It's beyond your control. You had a meeting, son, you have a flat tire. You're late for the meeting, so you're speeding up on the road and you get a speeding ticket. Careful. You are late for a meeting, suddenly a police car is stopping you on the side of the road because you were driving beyond speed limit. Officer, please, just, okay, give me the fine, just let me go to the meeting, I'm late. No, excuse me. The cop doesn't care, So this is kind of like, you really need to get somewhere, but suddenly you have delay, or you really want to feel somehow a good feeling, but that happened, that kind of made you feel like that. Oh, this is Saturn. It's kind of like patience. Saturn is the teacher of patience. It's in Pisces. There is your plan and there is the divine plan. They do not always walk together. And when they don't walk together, don't ask why. Why? No, ask, what is it for? What is it supposed to teach me? What am I learning when things don't go my way? What am I learning that this is happening like that and not the way I wanted it? If I go into the place that why things don't go my way, what is then happening? Frustration. Mars and Venus in Leo. They both want to have what they want to have. They want to feel good. They want to have a good life, a good party, a good day. It's in Leo. They want to feel royal. They want to have fun. They want to express themselves. They want to be seen. They want to be heard. They want to get going to the life that they want to get to. And Mars is coming into Black Moon Lilith. Or actually, Black Moon Lilith is passing through Venus and Mars. So it's kind of Black Moon Lilith, the rebellious goddess, is like, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I wanna do. And Mars in Venus and Leo, yeah, I want that. That's what I deserve. That's what I want. This is my truth. This is my expression. And then it's like, we are in Gemini season. Quick words flying everywhere. You're saying things before you think about them. You didn't really think about that email you've sent before you've sent it, and you were a bit abrupt. And suddenly comes the authority and say, settle down, go back to your seat, calm down, and speak with respect. Or else there will be consequences. Saturn. And so it's kind of like, don't get frustrated, don't get annoyed, don't get upset, don't get stubborn in your own way. No. Don't jump the gun too quick. Don't let your mind ruin you. Mental health. Gemini squares Pisces. Pisces, spirit, that kind of higher mind, the spiritual mind, the mystic and the dreams and the confusion, the illusions, the deceptions, the scammers, the liars, the deceiters, the gaslighters, the narcissist psychopaths. Pisces. Square in Gemini. Communication, messages, emails, information. So don't let other people gaslight you. You know what you know. You don't need to prove it. You know your truth. You've got your facts. You don't need to prove it. Don't let other people crazy making. This is crazy making. It's like you put your phone there, you go to the toilet, they move your phone there, and you come back and it's like, I thought I put my phone here. What's my phone doing there? Did you move my phone? No, I don't know what you're talking about. Crazy making. Gaslighting you. To make you think you are insane. You're losing your mind, but you're not losing your mind. Gemini, you need to master your mind. That's what Gemini season is coming for. It's like, hey, check into your mind. Check into your facts. Check into what you know. Right? So this is the dark moon phase. And what I wanted to indicate is that in the background, although there's challenges in this new moon that I'm going to talk about now, there is a helping element which Jupiter, the teacher, the philosopher, the storyteller, the beneficiary in Taurus, are existing relationships and your loving connections, the skills that you have, the talents that you have, the goods that you have, the good fortune and abundance that you do have, even if you don't have much. You may not have money, but you have your beloved next to you. Okay? Your business may not be rolling a lot of money in, and business is a bit tight at the moment, but you got a roof above your head. And you got a beautiful candle on your table that you can light up and have a beautiful meal with your beloveds with nice music in the background. Jupiter in Taurus. Find the abundance, find the blessings in what you already have. Find the beauty, find the quality, find the blessing in what you already have and give thanks. Give thanks, recognize the blessings, recognize the gifts that you have. Jupiter in Taurus is teaching us that, okay? Value, find the beauty and the good fortune in the friends you already have. And it's Jupiter is sextiling Saturn. And it's the first positive alignment between Jupiter and Saturn since they met in the 21st of December 2020. Pluto goes back to Capricorn to revisit that energy, empowering Saturn. So now Saturn is fully activated and Saturn goes like, oh, so I've got some power back. It's like that. So that old man lost in the sea, suddenly he is arriving into a land. And he doesn't know where he is, but suddenly there's a land. And so, where were you on the 21st of December 2020? What were you doing? What was your wish? Saturn, karma. Jupiter, good fortune, good luck, blessing. They conjuncted on the 0 degree of Aquarius on the 21st of December 2020. 21st, 22nd in Australia. Because now the sextile is kind of saying, your wish has come true. Can you see it? Can you find the blessing that you wanted? Like, I can tell you in December 2020, I definitely knew that where I was not where I wanted to be. It was not good. It was not great. And here I am. That's it. I'm free. I'm done. I've got my son and I'm moving on to live my life. I got my wish. I'm out of that equation. Hip hip hooray. Yes, there is a lot to fix in my life, a lot to repair, a lot to rebuild, but ultimately I'm free from that which disturbed me back then. So what is it for you? 21st of December 2020. That is now Jupiter is sextile Saturn. Saturn in Pisces is like showing you the spiritual unfolding of that intention, of that karma. Jupiter in Taurus, the blessing in your physical reality right now. Maybe you were not happy in your job back then, and recently you got fired. And you think, what a bummer, I got fired, I don't have a job. But wait a second. In December 2020, you were not happy about this job. You're finally out of that job. Can you see the blessing? Maybe in December 2020, you were single and you wanted to be in a relationship. And you went through all the lockdown, being single, alone, lonely, then lockdown ended, and you start kind of like creating your life again, going out again. And suddenly now you are in a relationship. Okay, you may have some arguments. Okay, you may have some hiccups. Okay, maybe things are not as smooth as you wanted them to be, but can you see the blessing that you're actually in a relationship that you wanted to be in? It's not perfect, there's things to work on, but you are in a relationship. Maybe in December 2020 you were fighting some health issue. You had some health issue that you wanted to really kind of like, get over. And here you are now, and you have new realizations about that health issue. You have new understanding about it. So, okay, you may still need to face further stages of that, but hey, at least you got what you wanted. You understand more about it. You know more about it. You know why it happened, and you're already doing better about it. Maybe in December 2020 you had no job, you were in a shit place in life, very lost, and here you are now, and I'm thinking about a specific person when I say that, because I know their story very well. And okay, you're still battling your mental health. Okay, you're still not doing great. Okay, but hey, you are working. You've got yourself a full-time job. So life is not as bad as they were. Back then you were not even working. Hey, guess what? You can buy a car again now. You can drive again now, because what happened to you back then, now it's over. So, this kind of Jupiter sextile Saturn, it's settling us down and say, look, Gemini season wants everything to happen quick. Come on, Gemini. I want to be stimulated. Stimulate me. Dance for me. Sing for me. Give me money. Give me business. Give me an email. Give me a phone call. Come on, talk to me. Let's socialize. Why? I want to go to a party. Go to a party. But suddenly you have a delay. Suddenly things don't happen your way. Suddenly things slowing down. Suddenly, Bitcoin, crypto. You wanted by this time to have all this money and to but the market has been dumping. I know that too. Hasn't been helping me in all this journey. In the last 20 months that I had to spend so much money on all these lawyers. The most expensive working people in society. Ridiculously the amount of money they take, and then the things that they do is just disgusting. It's we can say, okay, our investment, our crypto, gold and silver, it's still not where we wanted it to be. We wanted to go to the moon now. Why is it not going to the moon? Why is it keep on dumping? We are in the bottom of the bear market. Have patience. Things may not look the way you wanted them to look, but if you hold the vision of the long term, you know that in every cycle, every 4-year cycle of Bitcoin, this phase is the ultimate phase to dollar cost average accumulation. This is the bottom of the bear. Yes, it may go lower. Yes, it may go higher. But if you just dollar cost average your way in, and it's not a financial advice, it's just a concept, a general strategy of dealing with cryptocurrency on a mental level. Don't let the crypto market drive you into fear, into kind of like, oh my god, I'm losing my money. If you are not selling, you're not losing anything. If you are hodling for the long term, you haven't lost a thing. If you're in shitcoins, that's a different story. Good luck. If you bought Peppercoin, you've been dumping since then, as I told you. But if Bitcoin is long term. Good solid projects, coins, specific ones are good long term, but mainly Bitcoin. So it's like, don't be afraid if Bitcoin now dumped to 24,000. Don't be afraid if it's going to go down to 20,000. Not even if it goes down to 16,000. Look at it more like every time, okay, I'll buy a bit more. I'll buy a bit more because in the long-term future, I know where it goes. So don't let your mental health go to the sewage because of the chart of crypto. Don't let a red candle, like we had last week, where suddenly the whole crypto dumped. Does it dump your emotions? Absolutely. Does it dump your mindset? Absolutely. You cannot deny that. But the better people, the more experienced people, allow it to dump them for a moment, for an hour, for a day, and then they bring back the big picture, the big brain, the big pens, and they go like, okay, it's only temporary, it's okay. Bama for now, only short term. So keep on coming there, don't go into despair. You know, the worst thing to do is to go into panic, despair, and sell in the bottom. That's the worst. Because then when the moon comes next year, you go like, fuck, why did I sell at the bottom? That's the most common mistake of people. They buy at the top and they sell at the bottom. Reverse psychology. Reverse psychology. You sell the top, you buy the bottom. You sell into the greed, you buy into the fear. You don't sell into the fear and buy into the greed. You sell into the greed, where there's greed in the streets, and every Uber driver tells you to buy this shitcoin and that shitcoin, that's when you sell. But when every Uber driver and every nanny or uncle tells you, I told you it's a mistake to be in crypto, that's when you buy. So, dark moon phase, it's 9:32, half an hour to go. Let's go into this new moon. Dark moon phase, moon is coming on top of Mercury, Saturday early morning, so this weekend is gonna be interesting. So, you know, don't be too quick to kind of like jump the gun because you want to feel a certain way. Venus and Mars in Leo here. You want to have your relationship in a certain way, you want to feel a certain way, you want to be your life in a certain way, but Pluto retrograde in Capricorn, things are not really exactly how you wanted them to be. And you might face some kind of like energy slowing down. Saturn station stopped, we're going retrograde, things suddenly stopped, slowing down, hiccups, delays, unexpected things happening. Go with the flow. Saturn retrograde in Pisces, go with the flow. The more you go with the flow and the more you surrender to what is and just walk, it's improvisation. As a musician, I can tell you, based on my many years of performing on stage with musicians, that it was amazing for me to see that whenever I played with qualified, educated musicians that did a degree in music or studied for many years, and they follow all the notes and they're reading all the notes pads and everything, and they follow everything that is composed. When you tell them to improvise, they don't know what to do. They lost. They kind of lost. And suddenly you see their weakness. They are the most technically amazing musicians. Technically phenomenal. Every note is on the note. Everything, they follow the composition. They know how to call the scales and the notes and the chords and everything. Amazing. Intellectually amazing. You throw them into the deep water and tell them go solo. On the other hand, when you have uneducated musicians, which are more the improvisational musicians, more intuitive musicians, people that don't necessarily control the full intellectual knowledge of music, and music is Neptune, Pisces, and you tell them to follow the notes, they get insecure because they're not great with notes. I'm one of them. I'm not like an intellectually educated musician. I am a soul musician. I am a channel. I am a tool. I'm an instrument. Let me improvise. I do not need any script. I do not need any notes. Put me on stage, put some musicians with me, tell me to play, and I'm playing. When you tell people like me to improvise, we are at the top of the world. We are like, let's go. Wow, amazing improvisations. Tell us to read the notes, we'll be struggling. So when Saturn retrograde in Pisces, think of yourself that you need to be the improvising musician. You need to go solo. unexpected solo. And so something thrown at you. You have to jiggle. You have to juggle. Okay. It's like, okay. Oh, oops. Sorry. Improvisation. Here, there it is. You have to improvise. You have to just go with the flow. You have to say, I was like, don't be anal. Don't be like, because you get cooked. Okay? You wanted to take your family on a beautiful lunch in this restaurant on Saturday afternoon. You get all your kids into the car, your partner, you're all dressed up, come on, and it was annoying because everyone took their time and everyone got it, come on, we're late. You come into the restaurant, the car is loaded up with energies of frustration, of we wanted to have a fun day and this become now annoying, why do you have to behave like this, why do you have to say this, suddenly there's an argument, you get to the restaurant, guess what? They're overly booked and they didn't actually book you. And you're standing outside of the restaurant and you go like, what are we gonna do now? Okay, one option, start fighting. Start arguing, blaming each other. It's your fault, you should have checked, you should have done, I knew I should have done it because you are so incompetent. And fights and arguments, the kids are, stop fighting. All these things, kids get upset, gets annoyed. I just want to go home, I want to play my PlayStation, leave me alone. Or you can just, okay family, let's all take a deep breath. It is what it is. Let's get into the car and let's drive and let's find a restaurant that we want to go to and let's just go there and eat. But dad or mom, what if the restaurant is closed? You know what? We'll just get bloody fish and chips and we're going to sit in front of the ocean and enjoy a meal together on the beach. How about that? That sounds great. What a great idea. Let's go and have fun. Improvise. You schedule your weekend to be this. You wanted to go and do yoga and do this and do this. You got to the yoga, the teacher was unwell, the class was cancelled. All my day is ruined because my yoga class was cancelled. No. Go home, open your yoga mat and do the bloody yoga. You know how to do it. Down dog, up dog, warrior, stretches, movement, roller. You've done your yoga. Keep on moving forward. Juggle, improvise. Don't get cooked. So this is Saturday. And then comes the new moon on Sunday, which is exactly... lots of oming. How's the chat room? You still with me? Who's joined us? Janaline! Hello, Janaline! You've been very sociable. Fantastic, Janaline. You're doing it right. Jules, hello, beautiful sister Jules. Hello. And Christina. Hello, Christina. My pleasure. So, the new moon in Gemini is happening exactly on Sunday afternoon, where we are going to be at Yoga once again, just like last full moon. The new moon is exactly at 2:36 p.m. on Sunday, the 18th of June. We are going to be deep in sound healing meditation. This is right towards the end of the journey. So we will be meditating the sound healing meditation on Sunday at Yoga, the 18th of January, between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. The first group is exactly on the new moon in Gemini, 26 degrees 43 minutes. Second group at 7 p.m. still within that energy. Join us if you want to. And this new moon in Gemini, it's a new cycle, a new chapter, a new way of thinking, maybe. Maybe it's time to change our mind and create a new perception. Maybe it's time to communicate and express ourselves better. Maybe it's time to attend our personal environment and to make some good changes that are small, little tweaks and twitches. I know that people told me, Ami, I'm going to your website and all I see is crypto. I can't find the sound healing. I was like, note taken. Excuse me. Unfortunately, my website developer has been unwell, so I couldn't do that. But guess what we're going to do this month in this Gemini season? I am going to work on my website so I can make it clearer that my main service is sound healing and healing sessions, and the crypto is just a side thing that I like to help people with the right direction. For example, I'm just sharing with you my personal intention. On this coming Friday is the new beginning of Marley and I as a father and son in our parental structure for the rest of the years ahead until he's 18 years old. So this is us now saying, okay, this is our structure now. We are now, every second week we are together. So what does that mean? It means that I've also changed my timetable of work. So now I am happy to let you know that I had people telling me that they can't see me because they work 9 to 5. And so I designed my timetable that every second week I am opening spots for healing sessions on the evening time. The week that I don't have Marley with me, I can see people in the evening time. When I have Marley, it's about me and Marley. When I don't have Marley, it's about me and others. And so now people that are working 9 to 5 and want to come for healing session, every second week you have evening spots up to 9 p.m. You can come and see me. And every second weekend also I've opened up availability for healing sessions, so people who work during the week can come for healing on the weekends. And so this is little tweaks and changes that I have now implemented. And so I'm giving you an idea of this Gemini season. It's not big changes, it's little changes in our systems, in our booking system, website, business, in our emails. Maybe you want to change the blessing on your email at the end. Maybe you want to create a new email account. Maybe you want to create a new website, a new Instagram page. Maybe, you know, a new idea, a new topic, a new research, a new subject of learning, a new study. Maybe you want to start communicating in a new way, or, you know, it's Gemini. Maybe you want to change the way you think, and you want to have an intention that you want to really pay attention to your mind and to make sure that you are mostly facilitating positive thinking. And whenever negative thoughts come in, you develop your own methods, your own skills, your own tools, if by yourself or if with your psychologist, psychiatrist, counselor, healer, that can help you navigate through these moments, that you're not going to go into paranoia, mental health issues, escaping through drugs and alcohol, and doing all these things in order to avoid and escape Pisces. No. It's all about mental management. If you do some work with this is really important time to use practitioners that are specializing in the field of mental health and healing. If you are someone that is on the spectrum, if you are someone that is struggling with mental health, it's really important in this time and the coming months that you will take care of your mental health. Use the practitioners. Don't be ashamed. Don't be afraid. Don't put it on the back burner. Don't avoid it. It will bite your ass. So, schedule that once a month meeting with your psychologist, with your psychiatrist, with your counselor, with your healer. Speak about things with your friend. If you have someone who are, on the lifeline, on kind of suicidal, if you have someone suicidal in your life, pay attention to them. And if you have those kind of things, don't go there. Just don't go there. Just talk to your friends, talk to your family, share with those people around you. This is a really bad time. I said last 2 weeks ago. It's a really bad time to hide in your cave, in your pain, in your suffering, and go nuts in your own head and go mental. It's very important in this time to have connections with people, talk to friends, talk to family, share, be more extrovert, be more sociable, just it will help you. Read a book. If your mind is becoming too negative and too psychotic and too whatever, use these healthy destructive tools. Read a book. Listen to a podcast, listen to music, meditate, yoga. So this new moon in Gemini, 26:43 minutes in Gemini, is conjunct Juno. So it's directly linked to our most intimate unions, relationships, partnerships. Okay, so this means that people who are in relationships, this brings things back home to what needs to change in the way we communicate with each other, in the way we share things together, that can bring us closer together intellectually, mentally, in order for us to heal rather than to continue the same old cycles of the past. This means that if you are, this new moon falls on a star that is not so great, conjunct a star, this is called El Atka, which is basically a star that relates to male aggression, so there's hints of, in places that that exist, if you are in an abusive relationship, if you are living with an abusive partner, there is potential here for domestic violence, for kind of like the gaslighting. So why? Because Juno, Sun, Moon are squaring Neptune in Pisces, 27 Pisces. And so the square is a friction, it's a challenge, it's a struggle. And Gemini is the perception, the mind, the communication, the personal environment, personal relationship connections, dealings. And Neptune in Pisces, deceits, gaslighting, liars, paranoias, scams. In the last week I started to get these weird emails that I never got before, which is kind of like they go and they just shoot a blurb at you, which doesn't make sense to anything. It's kind of like, oh, John Wick saw the angels and he told them to do this and this and that, but and it's like the curious mind would like to click on that email and read what it's about, even though they already know psychically, intuitively, that it doesn't make sense and it's probably another scam or spam. Trust your intuition, trust your psychic knowing. Don't open that email, delete, block. Be careful of scammers, be careful of liars, because be careful of narcissists, psychopaths, abusers, manipulators, salesmen, shark salesmen. You should invest in this stock because it's gonna go up. Invest in AI or whatever, right? Be careful, be careful, be careful in business dealings, in investment dealings. And this is what Jupiter and Saturn, although this is a challenge between Gemini into Neptune Pisces, that's what Jupiter here on 655 Taurus is coming to help us with the sextile to Saturn, which is retrograde. So Saturn retrograde saying is like, whoa, hold on. Hold on. Patience. Slow down. Really be responsible. Really be in your integrity. Sit with something, contemplate, reflect for a moment before you jump. Don't drive yourself mental, don't drive yourself crazy. You put your phone there. You went to the toilet, you came back, you found your phone there. And you asked the person if they moved the phone and they told you no. You know that your phone was moved because you know the phone was there. Don't make yourself think that you're going crazy, you're going nuts and you moved the phone and you don't even remember that. You know what I'm talking about? You know if someone is lying to you, if someone is deceiving you. So over this Sunday, stay away. I know weekends is like family time, sport, activities, all these things. There is high potential here for arguments, for a bit of kind of aggression or a bit of misunderstandings or things like that. It's like, no, new moon in Gemini. You rule your own mind, rule your own words, rule your own intention. Trust your intuition. Trust what you know. Don't go crazy on yourself or on other people. Jupiter, sextile, Saturn. Balancing. Slow down. Grounded. Have patience. Have patience. The blessings are here. Can you see the blessings? Okay? Don't fall down that gaslighting trap because someone is trying to get something out of you. Just find the blessing in what you have. Just be in your blessing. Jupiter in Taurus, sextile Saturn in Pisces. Just have patience, find the blessing. It's stabilizing us. Also, what else? Venus here, Venus in 11 degree Leo, is also sextile in Mercury in 11 degrees Gemini. So that's another balancing aspect. It's kind of like Mercury in Gemini, want to talk, want to express, want to think, want to this quick, entertain me, arouse me, stimulate me. Venus in Leo, yeah, I want the best, and it's kind of like this is smoothing. This means it's like it gives us the ability to to say things with love, with kindness, with gentleness, that we can still express our royal self, Venus in Leo, and represent our values and our true authentic self expression in Leo. With Mercury in Gemini, by being very consciously aware of how we speak, how we communicate, what we say, what we don't say. The new moon in Gemini, there's a new way I wish to express myself. There's a new way I wish to interact with my environment. There's a new way I wish to think about this situation. Even though it's square in Neptune, there's a challenge here. I know that you are lying to me. I know that you are gaslighting. I know that you are crazy making. I know that you are moving the goalpost. But I no longer need to prove it, because I already know. So let's agree to disagree. I don't believe you, you don't believe me, and it's okay. You go there, I go there. See you later. Kind of a thing. That family comes to the restaurant, but suddenly the booking didn't happen. And it's like the restaurant person, Neptune in Pisces, tells you that you never really booked, but you are showing the person on your mobile phone that you've got a confirmation SMS, Gemini. Here is my confirmation SMS, I did book. It's like, no, sorry sir, we don't have it in our system. Maybe you booked in on... They're trying to gaslight you as if it's your fault. Because like, you know what sir, it's okay. I know that I've booked to this restaurant. I don't like the fact that you presented as if I did something wrong. I would have appreciated if you actually be accountable for the mistake in your system, and I didn't ask you to, give me a complimentary benefit to your mistake, but at least I would have appreciated if you would just kind of be honest and say, look, we've done a mistake, it's our fault, please come back on another time, we'll make it up to you, we'll give you a wine or whatever. But it's okay. I just realized I don't need to be here. It's not the right place for me. Thank you very much. Family, let's get into the car. Where do we want to go? I want to go fish and chips. I want to go this. I want to go Thai food. I want to go this. Okay. Let's take a deep breath. Okay, let's make a vote. Fish and chips. This. Okay, we've chosen. Let's go and do it. For example, a way to operate. And suddenly the family, coming from an upsetting, annoying situation full of frustration and misunderstanding and hiccups and delays, and operated it in a way that allowed everyone to have a voice, and everyone will kind of to accept it, to surrender it, and to just go with the flow. And suddenly we had a much better interaction as a family. Amazing. Beautiful. Good example, okay? So this is the new moon. New moon in Gemini, Venus sextile Mercury, and Venus, by the way, as soon as Venus kicks the 12th degree of Leo, Venus is now going to a shadow. Now, we need to talk a lot about Venus in Leo next time, because it's a big thing, but I just wanted to focus on this new moon. And of course, after the new moon, there is more unfoldings, because then, a few hours later, after, notice that last new moon was on the 28th degree of Taurus. So right at the end of Taurus season, there was the new moon in Taurus. Now, right at the end of Gemini season, we have a new moon in Gemini. And that's the story it's going to be for the next year and a bit. That every time we're going to have a new moon at the end of a star sign. And so now we have a new moon in Gemini at the end of Gemini season, when we are coming to the final combination of understanding our plan, our ideas, how we want to think, and what our plan to go with, comes the new moon in Gemini to say, okay, so if that's what we understand, let's put the seed in, let's initiate it for the next 4 weeks. That's what we want to manifest. I just told you, in these next 4 weeks, I hope that 4 weeks from now, I will be on the live stream. I'll tell you, remember what I told you about my new website? The new website is done. For example, okay? So put that intention for yourself of what do you wish to manifest in the next 4 weeks in your personal life, in your personal environment, in your website, in your emails, in your phone, in your communication, in your local environment, in your thoughts, in your mind. The emphasis for all of us is mind, mental health. operating, mastering our own mind to navigate our thoughts to good places that we want to go to, while the world is going to continue into a lot of confusion and a lot of chaotic events. So the outside external environment is not going to help us. It's going to challenge us. And that's why it's important that we will master our mind, okay? Our mental health. But hours after the new moon, by 9:30 p.m., the moon is already in Cancer, okay? And then a day after, a few days after, so we're going to, okay, before I go there, so notice that in Leo, Venus and Mars are traveling together. They don't really conjunct, but they're pretty close together. Here on your 3 o'clock, they're traveling together there. And as they do that, there is quite powerful alignments that are going to unfold. So Leo squares Taurus. Leo opposes Aquarius. Leo squares Scorpio. So first, when Mars and Venus kicked into Leo, they squared the moon nodes on 3rd degree and opposed Pluto on 0 degree. Okay? Now they're traveling forward. What they're going to do? They already squared Jupiter last week. Okay? When they came to the 5th degree, they squared Jupiter. Now they're going, once they get to the 19th degree, they will trine Chiron for a healing activity, action, realization. And then after that, they will square Uranus on the 21 degree of Leo, okay? And then when they get to the 27th degree, they will quincunx Neptune on the 27th degree. And when they get to the 29th degree, they will align with Pluto as well. So there's a lot of games that they are going to do here in their journey, which is quite big and bringing a lot of emphasis into relationships in general. For you to know, Venus is going to be here in Leo for 4 months, so it's going to be quite a bit of a journey of Venus, and all these alignments that Venus is going to do with square to the node, square to Jupiter, square to Uranus, quincunx Neptune, oppose Pluto. She's going to do it once on the way there, twice on the way back, third on the way forward. So there's 3 squares to Jupiter coming, 1 already passed, 3 squares to Uranus, 3 trines to Chiron, 3 quincunxes to Neptune. A lot of process in the relationship and Venus, goddess of love archetypes in the next 4 months. That's just for general knowing, which we'll dive into more next love stream next week. And what else is that this is Saturday, Sunday is the new moon we said, and then we go on Monday. On Monday is the exact sextile of Jupiter to Saturn, so that's, as I said, it's helping us, it's balancing us to find the blessings, to see the wishes that we had in December 2020 coming, how they unfolded. And if they didn't, then what's going on around that? Uranus is on the 21 degree already by Monday, but already by Sunday, by the new moon. Mercury 14 degree, and this is now Tuesday. Tuesday the Sun is with Juno exactly on the 28th degree. And by the way, also the still square to Neptune unfolding through Monday into Tuesday. Okay, so still going on that bit of kind of confusion stuff going on. But the moon is at the end of Cancer, and now on Tuesday the moon is coming to the exact opposition to Pluto on Wednesday morning. The moon at the end of Cancer will oppose Capricorn, and this might feel again like something from the past that we felt throughout the last the last few years. And this is happening while I've got a cramp, funny. While the Sun is conjunct Juno on the 29th degree, so this kind of really critical finalization, decision making in relationships, in partnerships, in unions, if it's restructuring them, if it's ending them, if it's starting them. There's a big processes happening here in redefinition and decisions making and communication about relationships and marriages and sacred unions, for good and bad. And the Venus at the end of Cancer is going to oppose Pluto, so it's kind of like the emotional need to feel secure and emotionally nurtured in relationship will be in opposition to that Pluto, to what's corrupted in our dynamic, what's disempowering, who is corrupting the dynamic of power and control in the relationship. This will come, and the trauma that it may bring up, and the things that we have to face in order to take our relationship and our marriage to the next level, to evolve beyond this. So for some good relationship marriages, like, let's look into this bullshit and clean it out of our way so we can actually go and create what we want and be the way we want, because we do love each other, we do value each other, we are complementary, we are royal together. So like, let's cut the bullshit and make it happen. And in order for that to happen, that's what we need to do. We need to date once a month, we need to date once a week. We need to go out as family to this, this kind of decisions that can improve the lifestyle. Or, you know what, this is not working. We really tried everything, but you can't seem to understand me. I can't seem to understand you. We don't look at things in the same way. I am very confused. I don't know what to think. I need some time to contemplate. I need some time to process and to think what I'm doing, because you need to be careful that your own paranoia and fear are not playing with you, and that you're really in tune with your spiritual knowing. And if you are in an abusive relationship with a narcissist or a psychopath, and there's some gaslighting event coming up in the next few days, and some goalpost moving and crazy making things, this is when you go like, you know what I know. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Nodes on Scorpio Taurus beginning, all the toxic crap is coming up. This is the death of the old. Beginning of Scorpio, death. Beginning of Taurus, planting seeds of the tree. The apple tree that in 10 years your kids will pick up the apples from. You plant that tree now, because it will take it 7 to 10 years to be a big apple tree that will give you fruits. If you go and buy the bag of apples in the supermarket, you'll have apples for a week. If you plant those apples in the soil, in 10 years you have apples for a lifetime. Okay, so 10 o'clock, I want to finish this. This is Wednesday, and I will see you next Thursday. Next Thursday, the sun goes into Cancer, and we're going to finish with that. Sun goes into Cancer exactly on there we go, on Wednesday night, 57 minutes past midnight on Wednesday night, the sun goes into Cancer, and we are starting Cancer season. Happy birthday coming up to all the Cancerians, but now we're in the final birthdays of the last Geminis. When the sun goes into Cancer, we are celebrating Winter Solstice in the Southern Hemisphere and Summer Solstice in the Northern Hemisphere. So all of you guys in Europe, in America, have fun in your summer. You're going into the brighter, longer days. For us here in Australia, we are going into winter. We are going into the bear season, into the cave, into the shorter days, the longer nights, hibernation, kind of like coming back home, resting more soup and tea and blanket and nourishment and nurturing, exercising, so next summer we'll be fit. So this is coming up on Wednesday night, celebrating Winter Solstice. This is the equal day, equal night. This is the shortest day of the year. The equinoxes are the equal day. The solstice, this is the shortest day of the year, the longest night for us in Australia. And we are starting Cancer season with a big party in Leo here. So it's all about the royal self. Venus, Mars conjunct Black Moon Lilith. Oh my God, there will be some actions for that. And we'll talk about Cancer season next week. yeah, and there is always much more to share, but I hope that this was good enough for you all. I will say hello to the chat room, which is MJ. You joined us. Love you, MJ. And I'm happy you enjoyed that. 1 hour 45 minutes behind. You've got a lot to catch up, MJ. That's okay. Active Creative, that's Valerie. That's Valerie, new business name. Proud of you, Valerie, for your new initiative. Good luck with that, and may it be blessed. And Valerie, Eugene, and Rika, the little Baba, sending you love. Shalom Ima, sending you love. And Simone, gratitude always. I'll take on many of your tips this week ahead and follow up on the last of tonight, last thing in the morning. Hope all of the family have a peaceful week in love. I love in your blessings, Simone. Bless you. Dana, thank you. So love your family. Thank you for being here with me, and join me on Sunday, sound healing meditations. All this craziness, let us find stillness in our mind and connect with spirit, so we can kind of tune our mind to the way we like to think and what we like to perceive, and download from spirit our truth, and recognize the blessing. So this will be the emphasis of this coming new moon sound healing journey. Here yoga Sunday, 1 p.m. till 3 p.m. first group, 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. second group. New times for the healing session, private healing sessions available on the booking system. The link is in the blurb below and on our social media bio. And if you need crypto coaching session, troubleshooting, I'm here for you. Use me if you need it. And other than that, thank you for supporting me. And yeah, click like on this movie, subscribe to our channel, share it with your friends. And I will see you next week. And I will finish again with our beautiful brother Xavier Rod singing to us, walk away. Walk away from the shit, from the trouble, from the crap. And just, connect the goodies. Thank you, Mahamritanya Mantra. Love you, family. Have a fantastic, fantastic week. And here is Xavier Rod. Oh, again, let's take you up. Okay. Here it is. Have a great week. You're the best, family. Love you, Roll King. Love you, family. Stay up. Love you, Christy. Bye. Peace. I've got my Mali.
Broken dreams and broken chords, running on empty, losing sleep. Oh, it's true, I've earned these cracks upon my feet. Walk away from all that you know. Walk away, you know you're wrong. Walk away, you know you're wrong. And I've seen people holding on to something, smiling with no place to call home. In you I see something so familiar. My dear friend, so nice to have you